Yeah, there's the poopy again. Nice little sunny day. Summer coming up and all. Oh yeah. Nice little sunny day up there. Okay. The dog's having the bone. This talk, I'm not sure it's going to be called to anything to do with attitude, but we're going to discuss attitude for a little while here. And economic cycles. The book It by Stephen King, just briefly. Turns out economic cycles go roughly once every 30 years. According to a Hindu author by the name of Batra, wrote The Great Depression in 1990. And I included a reference to him just in passing in a book I wrote, Exacerbation, fiction book. You know, to give a little color. But every other economic cycle, there's a severe recession every 30 years, according to this guy, if you look back in history. In every other recession, you get actually a depression. So I guess there was a depression, you guys know, in the 30s. And before that, there was one after the Civil War. Real hard to get on your feet in the 1870s, I guess. Around the War of 1812, you would guess things weren't looking too good economically. A lot of times, you know, that's the prime reason for going to war is your economic standing, etc. So this guy said there was going to be one in 1990, and sure enough, there was a hard recession, at least in California, and we don't need to go into that right now. But in the book It by Stephen King, there's this demonic presence that comes back roughly every 30 years. Sometimes it's 26 years, sometimes it's 28. And Bill Denbrough stays home, I think, in Derry, Maine, or Bangor, or wherever. Stephen King always usually has his stuff based in his home state of Maine, sometimes in Colorado. Misery and The Shining were in Colorado. But they say write what you know, and anyhow, so this It comes by roughly every 30 years and stuff like that. So I guess that's 15 years down, 15 years up, as far as, you know, the peaks and valleys. And you know, 15 plus 15 is 30. See, you have a high point here, 15 years to get to the low point, 15 years to get to the next high point. And those are, what are those, troughs? And I don't know the terminology, to tell you the truth, for oceanography. But in my life, they started foreclosing homes all over the place. I've never seen this in my life. Never really seen widespread homeless people until the 90s. That's when grunge came into being. I resisted it at the beginning because, hey man, why do you want to embrace that? But then it becomes your life, kind of. You know, and I have Nirvana tribute on my MySpace. It's myspace.com, Homer Cocktail, then you check videos. I have a Pink Floyd tribute there and some other movies that might be worthwhile. Anyhow, so then you go into attitude. And I remember what I was told about attitude was attitude's not always spoken, you know. You get Samuel Jackson's character for Pulp Fiction, and you know, his wallet says "mean motherfucker" or something like that, right? I mean, it happens to be his attitude, but attitude's not always explicit. It's not always expressed. And for a good deal of the last, I'd say 15 years or so. But before I got back on the internet, I think I've had an attitude. I need to catch up. I need to catch up. I need to catch up. and it's not until recently, last few days, last week, last couple weeks, that I'm almost feeling, you know, hey, for whatever new world this is with internet and all, posting videos and doing the vlogs, and I have some ebooks. I'm pulling my weight. I think I'm pulling my weight finally again, as far as society and all. And you look around, and if the year's 1930, and you got a shitload of trees. We'll do a focus on trees here. See? The tree right there. And you got a shitload of trees out there. And out here, look at this. Big Bear's right over here. You can barely see it. See that? That's Big Bear over there. Got a shitload of trees out here. And it's 1930. And the mindset, and it's called paradigm, spelled paradigm. Paradigm. The paradigm at the time, that's a collective worldview and attitude, a collective attitude, not just personal attitude, is, hey man, let's take these trees and let's build a great world, you know, and have a lot of homes and shit, see the houses and shit right there, and have that every fucking place, you know, and you get into this, become part of the industrialized world, and you start doing that, then one day you realize we only have 5% old growth forest left. And we're losing trees in the Amazon at the rate of the size of New York State per year. And then people like Rachel Carson and, you know, coming to tell you about environmentalism with the Silent Spring in the late 60s, and tomorrow's Earth Day, by the way. I always remember the day, April 21st, because it's Rama Rama in the song. What are we going to do? But I guess sometimes, I don't know, I guess it's on the calendar or something different. I think, not sure exactly when. I always remember the 21st. But it's always give or take right there. Anyhow, and so my generation has a shift in paradigm. And then you hear everything eco-friendly and, you know, whatnot now. And so pulling your weight before was getting into the grime, you see, and building the physical structures and tearing down the trees and shit. And that's not necessarily it anymore. I live not far from Hollywood in LA and shit. I've produced more than 70 albums, produced a few films, I'm more than just music videos. Pulling your weight sometimes is this right here, you know, whoa, look at the world, you know, a little documentary that way and all. But, got about a minute left to wrap up. And I didn't want to necessarily call this one attitude, but I wanted to allude to different attitudes of different generations. And as far as my personal attitude, for what we need, what was called for when I was in college is to stop, you know, stop, halt, tearing apart the world. We've had enough of it. I guess you could afford to do it 100, 200 years ago. But for you guys that are eco-friendly or ecology-minded, you know, Happy Earth Day or whatever and all. And there was a clique at the school I went to out there that pretty much said that, you know, it ought to be more than just Earth Day. It ought to be Earth Year and shit, but, you know, that's the way that goes. So, anyway, you guys have a good day. And I didn't mean to get all preachy. I hate doing that. But that's my attitude for now. And we'll figure out what this one's called later. Party on.